dream. You walked into my life just like a dream.
Hello everyone, this is Ellen the Marvelous, the Movie Gangster, and here I am again in part 2 of my breakdown review. And I'm going to begin from the pilot episode trying to show you the structure of a karmic cycle through the fourth journey to illustrate the from playground rules and the structures. First of all, please like and share and subscribe to support my channel and push the notification bell to watch all of my next reviews and breakdowns as I upload it. Okay, let's begin.
Like a dream, you walked into my life just like a dream.
At the beginning of the pilot episode, the darkness opens to a shot from above deep into the cloudy sky, and the trees as they are strings attached to the high raising to the sky. Here, just count on the camera view as a third eye. It flies down to the bottom as we hear the bell ringing at the background. And it reminds us of a flock of sheep leading by their own shepherd towards the field. It's sunset and they are in the way home. The camera third eye lands behind Boy and moves with him as we see him barks authoritatively and commands everyone to go home. As we see Sarah at dining, she is the first one who hears the bell, panics to close the dining. We see two customers who their words were incomplete and they were not satisfied. Incomplete words, maybe. We see Sarah closes the door and fixes the talisman, hopefully, feels safe and leaves. We saw the third eye enter the dining as it seems, but it's moving behind the dining, but it's able to watch everything carefully. And exactly at the moment, we see through the third eye that the music box inside the dining room is turning on and a song is playing as the background music. The song is talking about someone who has decided to leave the town, and it exactly points to Sarah, who is the responsible one for second night's attack, and as she says, they told her she is going to save everyone. And this is the song comes out of the music box in dining, mesmerizing of the plan. Through the time as music playing, we see the third eye flies up from behind the dining, soars and sat on the motel neon board and looks around. We see a wrecked car upside down as it's falling into the pool. It's exactly the current plan. We have the third eye flies down and even goes further than Boyd, but it's chasing him and has him under control.
Like a dream, you walked into my life just like a dream.
Boyd is authoritatively walks through the street and calls everyone to go home. He has Sheriff Silver Star. He has gone. He is ringing the bell as a shepherd moves on. You can see his prideful eyes and seems he has everything under control. The third eye flies further and zooms on Megan and her mother asking her to come home. Megan seems to be mesmerized and wants to stay for 5 more minutes. And at this time, Boyd is entering the shot from the left. Lauren is standing further into the balcony, and in zooming point of the shot, this is Megan sat on the swing, and the pale full moon is appeared at the top of her head, high into the sky. Boyd shakes his head pridefully for everyone and moves forward. Take glance towards Megan and shots on her to listen to her mother and goes home. He is fully satisfied with himself. And all other Fromlanders are hurrying to go back home. Exactly as a flock of sheep listening to the shepherd, and it looks like a lifestyle. And it seems the third eye is a claw flying around and watching people. However, it seems Boyd pridefulness feeling is leading the claw towards the path.
Like a dream, you walked into my life just like a dream.
Now we have a sequence at the clinic. They say clinic and we think yes, there is a clinic. But as we see later on the top of the entrance door, this is building for elementary school they use as a clinic. And the reason is the wrecked ambulance parked outside the building. Here also we see the post office Boyd is using as sheriff department office. It seems everything and everyone over here is not something we see. Overall, the world farmland looks like a dollhouse. Also, there is a neon tablet that shows that here is a motel. Everything and everyone seem to be considered to be something based on a pre-made plan or a story. For example, elementary school has been considered to be as clinic. Post office has been considered to be sheriff's department. And gas station considered to be the bar. Everything has been manipulated into something else, and every part and location of this mysterious farmland seems it has been entered into this area from the department to the private since the date. At the first shot, as farmland appears in front of our views, we can feel it and see it obviously. The architectural texture of church building seems to be older than the other parts of the city. For the first time, we have a far point of view from Boyd's hunting camera. There is a huge mansion far away, where some other people seem to live happily together, and the most of them are young adults. This mansion is also looks like to me as a 19th century manor house. Prideful Boyd is desperately looking at his son and thinks of his own weakness to not be able to keep him stuck in his own ways. He seems worried and seems it's just because he has no authority on the mansion.
Like a dream, you walked into my life just like a dream.
And now we have Tom yelling at Frank at the bar. It seems Frank is drunk as ever and fallen asleep deeply and he can't make it home. Tom just locks the door and fixes the talisman on the wall. It seems to us the talisman is so important. In the next short sequence, we see Megan and his mother standing by the doorstep worried waiting for Frank, his father. Megan claims that his father promised to come home soon. But her mother is telling her that his father is a forgetful man and it seems he has forgotten of his promises. A flying third eye, which I'm convinced enough to say close view, moves towards Frank's house as we hear Megan is saying her prayers before the bed and Lauren is preparing the house sadly for the night. We see her when she locks all windows and fixes the talisman on the door wall. We feel it's safe, and it seems when there is a talisman hanged by the doorstep, there is no monster daring to come any closer and it must be safe. During this process, Megan is talking to the creepy grandma monster and this granny is convincing her to open the window. As I mentioned before, Megan knows that this creepy old woman is not her grandma, but still opens the window and lets her in. She obeys the old woman and just opens the window, and it seems she has used to hear false promises. It's natural to her. just because of his dad and his false promises. Of course, there is a talisman hanged by the door, but still there is no protection and monsters can come inside of the house. Then we can't count on the talisman as a full protector object or even magic. It's something from within, and it seems these monsters are feeding from weaknesses. Because everything we see has no logic and all seems to be false. All people in this Fromland universe have weaknesses and dirty secrets behind that weakness. Something here is not okay. And people around are not the ones who they admit to be. Lie and deception. Everything looks like to me as a trickery.
Like a dream, you walked into my life just like a dream.
In this pilot episode, as we see Boyd entering the post office, we see a wooden board hanged by the wall by the entrance door, and we can see that they have had 96 nights without incident. If you have a deeper look onto this number, there are some aspects you should consider on. 96 nights or days is equal to 3 months, which is a season. And if you look into the number spatial and drawing or symbol form, it seems to be an ancient rune or maybe a zodiac sign, like Cancer zodiac sign. But as we are not in the real world, you can see it inversed like an image reflection into a mirror. And as Cancer season is from June 21 to July 22, then it must be the beginning of the summer. It has its own cycle. As we see Victor mentions in his first visit with Julie in the kitchen, it's rare that 2 cars come at the same time and have an accident. He claimed that there has been a long time that they had 2 cars entering Fromland. Then, of course, there is a cycle, and it seems all Fromlanders are stuck into a repetitive rhythmic cycle.
Like a dream, you walked into my life just like a dream.
Let us to get back to number 96 written on the wooden board and talk about another fact, which I believe is very connected to the theme. As we see playing cards and toys around, I'm sure it's a game, and I think a game like Tarotchi or Tarot, which leads us to the Tarot cards. We can see in this number as an astrological sign, which is Cancer, but there is something else within. You can plus 9 and 6 together, and the result will be 15. In Tarot cards, number 15 belongs to the Devil card. The Devil is the 50th trump or major arcana card in most traditional Tarot decks. Tarot cards has used in game playing as well as in divination. The Devil means ravage, violence, vehemence, extraordinary efforts, force, that which is fatality predestined, but is not for this reason. And Devil card in reverse means fatality, weakness, pettiness, blindness. The major arcana cards tell a story called The Fool's Journey, beginning from the Fool number 0 and ending with the Vow. The Devil comes after the 14th major arcana card, Temperance. Devil shows actions when these things happens. When you are experiencing a bondage, accepting an unwanted situation or being obsessed, feeling tied down against your will and losing independence. allowing yourself to be controlled or being addicted, enslaved, submitting to another. Focusing on the material, like being caught up in appearances, believing only in the physical, forgetting the spiritual, getting and spending, overindulging the senses. Or maybe staying in ignorance, being unaware, operating within a narrow range, experiencing limitation, choosing to stay in the dark or fearing the unknown, being taken in by appearances or something like that. Or you maybe feel hopeless, believing the worst, desperation, lacking faith, or thinking negatively, foreseeing a bleak future and doubting. As you see, we can see and feel all of this through Fromlanders and this Fromland universe. Then it must be the devil. When these troubles happen, a tarot deck has the reinforcing cards also to show us some possibilities. 7 of Cups for our indulgence, dissipation. 8 of Swords, confusion and restriction. 9 of Swords, despair, lack of joy. And during the next 2 sequences, we can see all these senses and feelings appear to the Fromlanders, especially Frank's family. And all this happens when there is no peace and harmony within. There are some opposing cards in the tarot deck which gave us some possibilities to empower these cards, like Fool, having faith, believing, Star for hope and faith and optimism, 4 of Wands, freedom, release, 6 of Cups, goodwill, innocence, simple joys, and 10 of Cups for joy, peace, and blessings. But as it is, we have none of them in Fromland yet.
Like a dream, you walked into my life just like a dream.
In the full journey, Lucifer, Mephistopheles, Satan, the Prince of Darkness, no matter what you can call, the devil is a symbol for what is bad and undesirable. From our human perspective, we see the world as a struggle between light and dark. We want to vanquish the bad so the good can prevail. In fact, good and bad cannot be separated, just as you cannot separate a shadow from its source. Darkness is simply the absence of light, and it is caused by errors that hide the truth. Card number 15 shows us these errors, and it is the devil card. Now let me tell you some of these errors. For example, first is ignorance. Not knowing the truth and not realizing that we do not know. Second is materialism, the belief that there is nothing but the physical as spiritual beings belong for the divine. But we lose contact with the source of truth if we trust only our own senses. There is also hopelessness, which robs us of our joy and movement toward the light. Traditionally, the devil stands for evil, but it does not have this rather frightening meaning in a reading. This card lets you know that you are caught in an unhealthy, unproductive situation. You may be in the dark about something, ignorant of the truth and its implications. You may be obsessed by a person, idea, substance, or pattern that you know is bad for you, or maybe you don't. Sometimes this card reflects back the negativity that has made you doubt yourself and your future. We are prone to many errors in life. Card number 15 lets us know when they are serious enough to require attention. When you see the devil, examine your assumptions carefully. Make sure you are not working from the false picture of yourself and the situation. Hold fast to the highest vision of who you are.
Like a dream, you walked into my life just like a dream.
In this case, we also can pick a tarot card for each number. The Hermit Tarot card goes for number 9, and 6 goes for the Lover's Tarot card as well. The Hermit is the 9th trump or major arcana card in most traditional tarot decks. According to A. E. Waite's 1910 book Pictorial Key to the Tarot, The Hermit card carries several divinatory associations. The Hermit means prudence, circumspection, and especially treason, dissimulation, roguery, corruption. And this card in the reverse means concealment, disguise, policy fear, unreasoned caution. The Rider-Waite version of the card shows an old man standing on a mountain peak, carrying a staff in one hand and a lit lantern containing a 6-point star in the other hand. In the background is a mountain range. According to Eden Gray, his lantern is the lamp of the truth. Used to guide the unknowing, his patriarch staff helps him navigate narrow paths as he seeks enlightenment, and his clock is a form of discernment. As the old man has a torch in his hands, we can consider on it as the light, or here truth. And when Hermit has its back on the lovers, it means a love which is only an illusion, lie, fake love, and it is something diabolical. The Lover's card is the sixth trump or major arcana card in most traditional tarot decks. The Lover's card carries several divinatory associations. The Lovers goes for attraction, love, beauty, trials overcome, and the Lover card in reverse means failure, foolish designs. But here we see 9 and 6 together, one after another. Then we need to read both of them together and find their common sense. Here, the first card will be Hermit. It's an old man who has the torch of the truth in his hands, and besides, you can see the lovers. But as you see, the old man in Hermit card has its back onto the lover, and this combination has negative interpretation. Hermit is a tarot card as a sign of going within and is the card of stagnation. And as its back is towards the lovers, it can decrease of love of the lover's card and deny it. After all, the combination of these two cards is negative, and it's a sign of unfaithfulness and betrayal. It's a diabolical sign, and after all, tarot readers use this combination in a karmic reading to predict demonic dark times in a situation. If you take a look to the Devil card, you can see in the Rider-Waite deck, the devil is derived in a part of Elephant Levy's famous illustration Baphomet, seems in a ritual. In Rider-Waite deck, the devil has RP feet, ram horns, bat wings, a reserved pentagram on the forehead, a raised right hand, and a lowered left hand holding a torch. He squats on a square pedestal. 2 naked demons, one male, one female, with tails and chained to the pedestal, and also combines human and bestial feathers. According to the weight, the devil is standing on an altar. The Devil card is associated with the planet Saturn, and the correlating zodiac sign is Earth. Saturn is the sign of karma. Maybe there is a reason for Boyd when he finds a goat. And when we see goats and a cow in season 3 trailer, when the monsters have attacked Jade and Kenny's mother, and Victor is helping them to save animals. However, we see the cow is dead already. All these 3 cards are also connected to an ancient ritual as well.
Like a dream, you walked into my life just like a dream.
I mentioned before at the beginning, when Boyd is marching to the farmland and shaking the bell warns everyone to go home before the darkness, and when we face Megan and her mother outside, Megan sat on a swing, has a smile drawn on her lips, and seems deep thinking of something sweet. At the top of her head, we can see a full moon shadowing on her head. Now, if we consider on 96 as Cancer reserve zodiac sign, we have a full moon and we are in Cancer season, then we have the moon in Cancer. Now let us to take a look to the moon card. The moon card is associated with the mutable water sign of Pisces and its ruling planet Neptune. Then we have Pisces full moon in Cancer. The moon card is a card for both Cancer and Pisces, but also Scorpio. The moon card is the 18th trump or major arcana card in most traditional tarot decks. According to A.E. Waite's 1910 book, The Pictorial Key to the Tarot, the card represents life of imagination apart from life of the spirit. The dog and wolf are the fears of the natural mind in the presence of that place of exit, when there is only reflected light to guide it. The intellectual light is a reflection, and beyond it, it is the unknown mystery which it cannot reveal. Additionally, it illuminates our animal nature, and according to Waite, the message is peace. Be still, and it may be that there shall come a calm upon the animal nature, while the abyss beneath shall cease from giving up a form. Waite writes that the moon card carries several divinatory associations: hidden enemies, danger, calumny, darkness, terror, deception. In reverse, it means instability, inconsistency, silence, lesser degrees of deception and error. What effect could spoil this perfect call? Is there another challenge for the fool? The fool's joy is a feeling state. His positive emotions are not yet subject to mental clarity. In his dreamy condition, the fool is susceptible to fantasy, distortion, and a false picture of the truth.
Like a dream, you walked into my life just like a dream.
The moon stimulates the creative imagination. It opens the way for bizarre and beautiful thoughts to bubble up from the unconscious. But deep-seated fears and anxieties also arise. These experiences may cause the fool to feel lost and bewildered. In a karmic cycle and a fool's journey, and I believe all the story is based on boy's character as protagonist and hero. As we have seen him sometimes, there is a dog comes to him and guides him, and every time the dog appears to him and he follows the dog, there is always a fallout behind. Boyd here plays as the fool character. However, this journey through Fromland is something that they are all in it together. They are all at the same page, and all of them have weaknesses which they can't face with. By the other meanings, they can't face their own demons, and they are trying to keep temperance and stay stuck and close the door for their own demons and shadows, and put the talisman by the doorstep to stay safe. You may say how they can create these demons, or how is when these demons are old and retro types. At first, they are old style because they have come from our ancestors, and as Kenny says, denial is a part of a family tree now. And from the other side, we can see how demons are dressing, and they always have a deep fake smile on their lips. They have fake smiles because they are mimicking their fakery. They are old style as well, and their clothing style goes to the date probably when Victor and his family entered Fromland. Victor has drawn too many drawings, and it seems he had predicted some incident in his drawings as well. Sometimes it seems we are looking into the incident from Victor's eyes, as everything is preparing in an infinite cycle. As they go further, the demons become more bigger and more mysterious. And as it seems, staying stagnant and resisting against change causes more demons around them. This cycle is repetitive, and it seems as Victor is making drawings of everything to remember, some of older ones have become a prophecy themselves. It seems there is a long time during history that human being is repeating his mistakes and hides his little dirty secrets. And just because of that, everything happens again and again and again, one after another, finally make a wake-up call for everyone. After all, this is Victor who is making drawings, and he's manifesting these dark bloodshed incidents through his drawings. He is an observer here.
walked into my life just like a dream.
In my next video, I'm going to make some type of karmic tarot reading. I like to call it cinematic tarot reading, using tarot cards to expose all hidden aspects and secrets to the From TV show. Just remember, From TV show is a humanistic science fiction drama. And all facts and science I'm talking about here doesn't have any connections with the dark, superficial things and aspects. I use psychological and scientific elements to make a review only to show you how this TV show is about the most realistic aspect in our lives through our life path. These are too many patterns in this TV show which we have considered on repetitive patterns which make repetitive cycles in our lifestyle. May you ask me why you are using tarot cards to make a review or breakdown? What has a karmic cycle have to do with the TV show or a movie? The origins of dramatic arts and performance rooted into ancient rituals, like Dionysus cult or Chronicles of Abydos. The Oedipus Rex is a trilogy based on an ancient Greek legend and is all about a karmic cycle and Oedipus as a protagonist hero who is a sacrifice of a karmic cycle because he has a flaw. He couldn't face with his own faults and just because of his ego. He couldn't face with his own mistakes, became a tragic sacrifice in front of his own destiny. During the time, we all get used to this type of tragic heroes in theater and movies. But now we have knowledge, we have the technology. It's funny if someone loses the battle. Everyone can be a superhero who is awakened to his own faults and flaws and can change the path and break a cycle. Superhero is not only the matter of elemental powers or irony guns like that. Superhero is the one who is aware of his purpose and life path and is the one who has slayed his own demons to be a better person. Please like and share and subscribe to my channel and push the notification bell to see all of my next breakdown reviews. And please drop your ideas below the video if you are not agreeing with me also as well. See you in my next video. Until then, love and light to you in peace.
Sweet dreams are made of this.